So this is a Coachman Pastiche 472, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake. This is all stuff we'll demonstrate to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got two gas bottle tie downs, which are them two black straps that you see. Up on the bulkhead, you've got your gas regulator, and we do also supply the gas pipe work on site if you wish to buy one, that goes to the top of the bottle for the gas pipe, for the gas system. So the gas pipe will always be a reverse thread fitment that goes into the bottle. And like I said, we do supply them here on site if you wish to buy one. On this side of the van at the front, you've got your wind down leg, as you can see, to stabilise the caravan while the caravan is in use, and you'll have four of these, one on either side at the front and two on the back. You've then got your battery locker with your battery terminals in there, and your mains power lead coming to the side of the van also. You've got your water pump connection. Very simply, pull the trigger back and push the pump into place, and then the pump itself will drop down inside the aqua roll. You need to make sure this is full before you turn on the water pump, because if not, it could potentially burn out the pump itself. You've got your heating and hot water flue on the side of the van, so you'll need to remove this cover before you ignite it on gas inside of the van. If not, it won't ignite the system and it won't vent the system correctly. You've then got your fridge vents. These allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit itself, and also behind one of these there'll be a gas flue also to allow the gas out the back of anything from the gas system out the back of the flue. Then got a storage locker on the side of the van also, where you can store accessories inside the van. And on the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van. You've got your grey waste pipes coming out the back of the van, which are essentially from where the fresh water will go in the front of the van, and the grey water that goes through the sink and the showers will come out or the sink and the showers, should I say, sorry, will come out at the back of the van here. And you'll have two bits of grey pipe that go into the larger circle on the outside of that fitment, and then drop down into the waste master. On this side of the van at the back, you've got your toilet tanks. The top tank here will take 3.5 litres of water prior to use, and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then at the bottom, you'll have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the yellow handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out to allow you to tip the waste away. And also on the back of that cassette, there's a yellow pressure relief button, so when you are tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the side of the van, just here, you've got a vent that allows the hot air into the awning if you wish to. So inside the van, I'll show you how to operate this. But essentially, if you've got the blown air heating on, you can also warm the awning with this vent here. You've got a 3-pin socket on the side of the van, so you can run power out to your awning. Storage locker to access the seating area, the storage area underneath the seating at the front. And then your barbecue gas point also at the front of the van, which is pull the cover up. You pull the cover up and you'll be able to access the barbecue gas point. Going inside the van now. Now I've already bled the water system on the van, but I'll walk you through how to do it. First of all, you're going to need to make sure the master power switch is on. You've got your voltmeter on this end to tell you how many volts is in the battery, your awning light, your internal lights, like I said, your master power switch and your water pump run. To fill the water system, you're going to come underneath the seat at the front right hand side of the van. And there'll be a yellow valve just down here on the floor. To fill the water system, that valve is going to need to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. If you were to drain the water system down, it would need to point upright towards the bottom of the seat itself. But like I said, to fill it in the position it is now. Once that valve's parallel with the floor, you can come to each tap on board the caravan and open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. You'll open all the taps up on the hot side. So as you can see, I've already bled the system, ready to go. But you'll open all the taps up on the hot side. So that's the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the tap on the shower. You'll then come to the control panel above the door and turn on the water pump. At that point, it will start drawing water up inside the caravan from the aqua roll on the outside. And when the system's full, as it is now, you'll be able to turn each tap off individually, so that then you can start warming the water on board the van. Once you've got the water system filled and you want to turn the electric water heating on, underneath the seat you'll actually find a white switch just there. on the side panel there. You'll actually flick that switch on like you would with a standard switch, plug socket for instance, and then it will start warming the water on board the van on the electric side of the water heating. If you want to use the gas to warm the water on board the van, you can do that also by spinning this outer dial round to the gas symbol on the side of it. The system will self-ignite on gas as long as you've got the gas turned on and you've got the cover off the side of the van outside. And once it's on, you can control the heat, the water temperature on this dial on the front between 30 and 70 degrees. You will actually notice just about at the moment there is a red light on. That is to indicate to me it has failed to ignite on gas as we haven't got any gas connected. If it did ignite, you'd have a green light behind here instead, which would essentially mean the gas system is lit and it is working as it should. If you ever want to turn the gas back off, you spin the dial round to the off position on the side here, so you'll notice this little tab that sticks out. If it's next to this circle here, that means off, and if it's next to the flame symbol, that means gas on. So that is your water heating on board the caravan on gas and electric. To run the heater on gas, you've got a dial on top just here. You'll spin the dial round to between 10 and 9. Hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter on the left hand side. Once it has ignited in this window down the front, you'll have your pilot light. Once you see that pilot light, you'll continue to hold down the gas valve for around 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. When you're holding it down, it actually lets a thermocouple warm up and let it burn just to get it to keeps the gas flow going through, so it allows it to keep burning while it's warming up. Once you've released the valve, you'll check again just to make sure the pilot light is still lit, and then you can control the heat of the heater on the dial on top. You can also use blown air heating, whether you're using gas or electric for the heating power source. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. If I put it onto the wave symbol on the left hand side, you'll actually feel the blown air coming out the vents around the van. And on top, just here, I can control the fan speed depending on where I want the fan, how strong I want the fan to be. And on the A on the right hand side, it'll actually cut the blown air in and out with the thermostat on board the van. That works on either the gas or electric also. On the dial up here on the wall, you'll notice that you've got a dial that says ultra heat at the top. This is actually your control for the heating on electric. Now, depending on how much power supply you've got coming into the caravan, whether that be 500, 1000 or 2000 watts down the side here, we can select it by spinning the dial round. So you've got this little tab again, and selecting the power we have coming into the caravan. The power that you have coming into the caravan will depend on the caravan site you're on. And once you know which one it is, you can select it down the side. If you ask the site office when you arrive on the site you're going to, they should be able to help with this. To control the heat of the heater on electric, you've got this dial in the centre. Obviously 1 being the lowest heat and 9 being the highest. To turn the heater back off, you'll spin the dial round to the 0 again, and that will turn the heating supply off on electric. To operate the fridge, you've got a power button on the front that will allow the fridge to kick in and turn on. Once it's on, as you can see, we're on mains power at the moment, and you can control the temperature on mains or gas on the right hand side. To change the power source, we'll press the button on the left hand side here, and you've got your 12 volt supply from the car you're towing with. Now essentially when you connect it to the car, it'll put a 12 volt supply through if you have the right connection on the car to the caravan. And then it will allow the fridge to work as a cool box, so when you arrive on site, the bottle of wine or the nice cans of beer are nice and cold. To change the power source again, over to gas, we'll press the button just here, and it'll allow me to go to the gas option. Now the blue light that you see here is actually a pilot light. You'll notice when I was on 12 volt, it was actually flashing to let me know there was no 12 volt supply coming from the car we're towing with. And again, it'll be the same on gas. If it fails to ignite, it will actually flash the blue light on the front here to indicate it has failed to ignite. Blue light, like I said, if it's solid, that means it has ignited. To change the temperature on gas, again, you use the button on the right hand side. Cooker, hob and grill all work the same as your household, no differences at all there. igniter on the front, as you'd expect to see. Toilet system, very simple to use. Electric flush on top of the toilet. Full indicator light for the toilet waste cassette to let you know when it needs to be emptied. On the front of the toilet, down the front, you have a grey waste flap here that you'll need to push across to allow the toilet waste cassette or the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. The toilet does turn for your convenience, however when you are releasing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you need to make sure it is straight across the van as it is now, because it will not allow you to remove the cassette if it is turned in either direction. If you have any further questions on the Coachman Pastiche, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll be more than happy to help. We thank you for your business and we hope you enjoy the caravan. Bye bye.